Western Australia is no stranger to hosting world-famous performers. This year, we've welcomed a big-name act back to our shores for a very special occasion. It's been 25 years since Cirque du Soleil first wowed Australian audiences, and the world-famous act will celebrate the special anniversary right here in Perth. The famous Cirque du Soleil Big Top has taken up residence here at Claremont Showgrounds, where it'll play host to the awe-inspiring new production, LUZIA, a celebration of all things Mexico. Lucky for you, I've been granted special behind-the-scenes access to the Cirque du Soleil Big Top to meet a few of the people who make this epic production possible. Starting with West Aussie Jacob, who's the show's head electrician. Jacob, you're a West Aussie, one of ours. Welcome home.
Thank you very much. It is amazing to be home.
Yeah, after touring the world, I expect, with the show, can you talk to us about where you've been and how it feels to finally bring a Cirque du Soleil show home?
So I've been lucky enough to go all around the world with Cirque. I started back in 2019 in Canada, and since then it's been one of my life goals to bring a show home to Perth. And now that it's finally here, it's an unreal feeling.
Electricity and power has a big part to play in creating that famous Big Top atmosphere. Now, you're the Sparky, the electrician.
I am.
What kind of wattage, cables, all the data, what does it take?
Before we hand off all the power to the show crew, we run about 16 kilometres worth of cable and around 2,000 amps. It's a big tent, but once you're inside, it feels like you're transported sort of into another realm, another land, and it is an intimate setting. You're very close to the artist while they're performing, and it's just, there is a bond created between the performer and the audience.
Aussie performer Nelson Smiles, who joined Cirque in 2017 when the show found him sharing his performance journey online, says it's a big year and they're celebrating. Tell me, what's LUZIA all about?
So LUZIA is the perfect representation of Mexico and Mexican culture. All of the motifs, the colours, the sounds, the music, it's all in Mexico.
And where did the Mexican theme come from?
So Daniele Finze-Pasca, who was the director of the show, he lived in Mexico for about 10 years and was looking for a way to kind of get Mexico to the rest of the world.
And this year, if you're lucky enough to have front row seats, you might need to bring a raincoat. Well, Ethan, Cirque du Soleil shows are known to be so good. They bring audiences back time and time again. But there is something in this show that they won't have seen before, isn't there?
There is, yeah, that's right. So there's a massive element in this show, and it's water. And the show is based on a Mexican theme, and there's a lot of different Mexican influences in the show.
Just been watching rehearsal, and the one question is winter here in Perth right now. Are the performers cold in that water?
No, they're not. They're pretty well looked after. We keep the pool at about 36 degrees. There's a big system that sits out the back, which heats the whole system. And there's 5 pumps that pump water to and from the pool and to and from the rain curtain itself.
You're not dragging the water in off Cottesloe Beach by any chance, are you?
No. The water that we use gets collected and then recycled and then reused into the next show.
And tell me, what other unique elements are bringing the wow factor this time around?
One being the Russian swing act is actually performed whilst the turntables rotate. So the turntables are rotating whilst the Russian swing flyers are flying through the air, which is a pretty big feat. There's the hoop divers. Whilst the hoop divers are doing their act, they do it on 2 massive treadmills that are joined together whilst the turntables turn as well. So that's also a pretty interesting thing.
The set design, the costumes, the music, it's all got that special wow factor for an amazing night out. Cirque du Soleil's LUZIA is now showing in Perth. Check out the website for all the ticket details.